Imagine a single road that could change the fate of Pakistan and reshape power across the entire Asian continent. This is not science fiction. This is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, commonly known as CPEC. It is one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects of the 21st century, stretching from the mountain city of Kashgar in western China all the way down to the warm waters of the Arabian Sea at Gwadar port in Baluchistan, Pakistan. Along this corridor, China and Pakistan are building highways, railways, power plants, industrial zones, and modern ports, all connected in one massive network. The official estimate of investment is well over $60 billion, and some experts believe the real figure could be much higher once future phases are completed. At its core, CPEC is meant to turn Pakistan into a major trade and transit hub between China, Central Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. But behind this simple idea lies a much deeper story, one of geopolitics, competition, and controversy. Why does this matter to you, even if you are not a politician or an economist? Because CPEC is not just about roads and ports. It is about jobs, electricity, prices in the market, and even the balance of power between countries. If this corridor succeeds, it could bring thousands of new factories, more stable electricity, and cheaper transportation of goods. That means lower prices for many products, more employment opportunities, and a stronger economy for Pakistan. But if it goes wrong, if the money is mismanaged, if local people are left out, or if regional tensions explode, then it could also deepen debt, fuel protests, and even increase the risk of conflict. That is why CPEC is not just a Chinese-Pakistani project. It is a project that affects almost every country in the region and beyond. To understand CPEC, we have to start with China. China is the world's second largest economy and one of the biggest exporters. Its factories produce everything from smartphones and clothes to cars and machinery. But there is a problem. Most of China's trade with the Middle East, Africa, and Europe goes through the South China Sea and then through the Strait of Malacca, a narrow waterway between Malaysia and Indonesia. This route is long, expensive, and vulnerable. If there is a conflict or a blockade, China's energy supplies and exports could be seriously disrupted. So China began looking for alternative routes, and that is where Pakistan comes in. Pakistan sits at a very special location. It has a long coastline on the Arabian Sea, and it shares borders with China, Afghanistan, and Iran. By building a modern corridor through Pakistan, China can cut thousands of kilometers off its journey to the sea and reduce its dependence on risky maritime routes. In simple terms, CPEC is China's overland shortcut to the Indian Ocean. For Pakistan, the appeal of CPEC is obvious. For decades, Pakistan has struggled with power shortages, weak infrastructure, and a shortage of foreign investment. Factories shut down because there is no electricity, farmers cannot irrigate their fields properly, and students study under generators and candles. Roads are old, railways are slow, and ports are underdeveloped. This has made it harder for Pakistan to compete with its neighbors. CPEC promises to change that. Under the plan, China is financing and building coal, gas, hydro, and solar power plants to increase Pakistan's electricity generation. It is upgrading highways like the Karakoram Highway and the motorway network so that trucks can move goods faster and cheaper. It is also developing Gwadar port into a deep-sea port that can handle large cargo ships. The long-term dream is that Gwadar will become a major hub where goods from China are unloaded, then sent by road or rail to Afghanistan, Central Asia, and even Iran and Turkey. If this dream comes true, Pakistan could earn billions in transit fees, create hundreds of thousands of jobs, and become a key player in regional trade. But here is where the story becomes complicated. CPEC is not happening in a vacuum. It is unfolding in a region full of rivalries, suspicions, and historical tensions. The most powerful opponent of CPEC is India. India strongly objects to the corridor because part of it passes through Gilgit-Baltistan, a region that India claims as its own territory. India calls this area Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and argues that any project built there without India's consent is illegal. From India's point of view, CPEC is not just an economic project. It is a way for China to strengthen its presence in a disputed region right on India's border. India also fears that a powerful China-Pakistan alliance could surround it from the west, putting pressure on its security and economy. Because of this, India has refused to join China's Belt and Road Initiative and has warned other countries not to support projects that pass through disputed areas. Beyond India, other major powers are also watching CPEC closely. The United States and some Western countries see it as part of China's broader strategy to expand its influence around the world. They worry that CPEC could increase Pakistan's dependence on China, create long-term debt problems, and give China a stronger military and economic foothold near the Indian Ocean. At the same time, some countries in Central Asia, Afghanistan, and the Middle East are quietly interested in the benefits of CPEC. They see it as a chance to gain better access to Chinese markets, cheaper goods, and new trade routes that bypass traditional powers. This mix of excitement and fear is what makes CPEC such a sensitive and controversial project. Inside Pakistan, opinions are also divided. Many people welcome the idea of jobs, better roads, and more electricity. They hope that CPEC will finally bring development to neglected regions like Baluchistan, where Gwadar is located. But others are skeptical. They point out that many of the early projects are built by Chinese companies using Chinese workers and Chinese technology. They ask, where are the local jobs? Why are foreign companies getting the biggest contracts? There are also concerns about land acquisition, environmental damage, and the security situation. In Baluchistan, separatist groups have attacked Chinese workers and infrastructure, calling CPEC a form of economic colonization. These attacks have led to a heavy security presence, which in turn has created tensions with local communities. So while the government talks about prosperity, many ordinary people are still waiting to see real benefits in their daily lives. In this video, we will go deeper into all of this. We will look at which countries are likely to benefit the most from CPEC and why, and which countries are most worried about it and what their fears are. We will also examine the internal challenges in Pakistan, how politics, security, and public opinion could shape the future of this corridor. By the end, you will not just know what CPEC is, you will understand why it is one of the most important and controversial projects of our time and how it could change the map of power in Asia for decades to come. When we talk about who benefits from the China-Pakistan economic corridor, the first name that comes to mind is China. At first glance, CPEC looks like a massive investment in Pakistan, but for China, it is much more than charity or simple business. It is a long-term strategic project that touches energy, trade, security, and global influence. China is the world's second-largest economy and one of the biggest exporters. Its factories produce almost everything: electronics, textiles, machinery, vehicles, and consumer goods. Most of this trade goes by sea, passing through the South China Sea and then through the Strait of Malacca, a narrow waterway between Malaysia and Indonesia. This route is long, expensive, and risky. If there is a conflict, a blockade, or even a major accident, China's supply of oil and gas and its exports to the Middle East, Africa, and Europe could be badly affected. CPEC offers China an alternative, an overland route from western China through Pakistan, all the way to the Arabian Sea. This means Chinese goods can reach the Indian Ocean faster and with less dependence on sea lanes that are controlled by other powers. In simple terms, CPEC is China's insurance policy against future crises in the Malacca Strait. Beyond energy security, CPEC also gives China a powerful economic advantage. Chinese construction companies, engineering firms, and banks get billions of dollars in contracts to build roads, railways, power plants, and ports. This keeps Chinese factories busy, creates jobs inside China, and allows Chinese companies to gain experience in large-scale overseas projects. Over time, China can use this experience in other countries as part of its Belt and Road Initiative. CPEC also strengthens China's position in South Asia, a region where India has traditionally been the dominant power. By deepening its alliance with Pakistan, China gains a friendly neighbor on India's western border, which gives it more leverage in regional politics. Some analysts even argue that CPEC is part of China's broader strategy to balance India's influence and secure its western frontier. So for China, CPEC is not just about money. 'Tis about long-term security, influence, and a stronger role in global trade. Next, let's look at Pakistan. For Pakistan, CPEC is one of the most important opportunities in decades. Pakistan has faced serious problems for many years: frequent power shortages, weak infrastructure, high unemployment, and a shortage of foreign investment. Factories often shut down because there is not enough electricity. Farmers struggle with outdated irrigation systems, and students study under generators and candles. Roads are old and crowded, railways are slow and unreliable, and ports are underdeveloped. This has made it harder for Pakistan to compete with countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam, and even India. CPEC promises to change that by bringing massive investment in energy, transport, and industry. Under the plan, China is financing and building coal, gas, hydro, and solar power plants to increase Pakistan's electricity generation. This means fewer load sheds, more stable power for homes and businesses, and a better environment for factories and industries. CPEC is also upgrading Pakistan's highways and motorways, including the famous Karakoram Highway, which connects Pakistan to China through the mountains. New and wider roads mean trucks can move goods faster and cheaper, which reduces transportation costs for businesses and can lower prices for consumers. Railways are also part of the long-term vision, with plans to modernize and expand the network so that trains can carry more cargo and passengers. At the heart of the project is Gwadar Port, a deep-sea port on the Arabian Sea in Baluchistan. Right now, Gwadar is still under development, but the dream is that it will become a major hub where large cargo ships from China and other countries can dock. From Gwadar, goods can be sent by road or rail to Afghanistan, Central Asia, and even Iran and Turkey. If this vision is realized, Pakistan could earn billions of dollars in transit fees, create hundreds of thousands of jobs, and become a key player in regional trade. For many Pakistanis, CPEC represents hope. Hope for better electricity, better roads, more factories, and a stronger economy. But the benefits of CPEC are not limited to China and Pakistan. Several other countries in the region could also gain from this corridor. One of the most important potential beneficiaries is Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a landlocked country with a weak economy and a long history of conflict. It badly needs trade routes, energy, and investment. China and Pakistan have discussed the idea of connecting Afghanistan to CPEC-linked roads and railways. If security improves, Afghan trucks could use Pakistani roads to reach Gwadar port and export goods to the world. Afghanistan could also import cheaper energy and goods from China through this route. For Afghanistan, CPEC could mean more trade, more jobs, and a chance to integrate into the regional economy instead of remaining isolated. Central Asian countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and others are also quietly interested in CPEC. These countries are rich in energy and minerals, but they are far from the sea. Most of their trade has to go through Russia or Iran, which can be expensive and politically sensitive. CPEC offers them a southern outlet to warm water ports via Pakistan. Imagine oil, gas, and minerals from Central Asia being loaded onto trains or trucks, crossing into Pakistan, and then being shipped from Gwadar to the Middle East, Africa, or Europe. This could reduce their dependence on Russia, lower transportation costs, and open new markets. China already has major energy and infrastructure deals with Central Asia, and CPEC can link those projects into one large network. For Central Asian states, this means more options, more bargaining power, and better access to global trade. Iran is another country that could benefit from CPEC, even though it is often seen as a rival to Pakistan in some areas. Iran shares a border with Pakistan and also has a long coastline. On the Arabian Sea, it wants to strengthen its trade with China and Central Asia and reduce its isolation due to international sanctions. CPC-linked routes could give Iran easier access to Chinese goods and technology, and it could also use overland routes through Pakistan for its own trade. At the same time, China has signed massive energy deals with Iran, and these deals can be supported by better transport and infrastructure links. So while Iran may not be a formal partner in CPEC, it can still gain from the corridor's connectivity and the broader China-Pakistan relationship. Even countries farther away, like Turkey and some Middle Eastern states, have an interest in CPEC. Turkey is already part of China's Belt and Road Initiative and has strong trade ties with both China and Pakistan. A successful CPEC could one day connect to Turkey through Central Asia or Iran, creating a China-Turkey-Pakistan corridor. This would allow goods to move faster between East Asia, South Asia, and Europe. Middle Eastern countries, especially those rich in oil and gas, could benefit from cheaper Chinese products and stronger economic ties with China. They may also see CPEC as a way to diversify their own trade routes and reduce dependence on traditional powers. In this sense, CPEC is not just a bilateral project between China and Pakistan. It is a regional project that can pull many countries into a new network of trade and connectivity. However, it is important to remember that benefits are not guaranteed. For Pakistan, the real test will be how much of the economic gain actually reaches ordinary people. Many early CPEC projects are built by Chinese companies using Chinese workers and technology. Local businesses and workers must get more contracts, training, and opportunities if the corridor is to create real, long-term prosperity. There are also concerns about debt, transparency, and environmental impact. If Pakistan borrows too much money without strong returns, it could face financial stress in the future. If local communities are not consulted or compensated properly, resentment can grow. So while the potential benefits of CPEC are huge, they depend on good governance, fair policies, and genuine inclusion of local people. If these conditions are met, CPEC can become a corridor of opportunity for China, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Central Asia, Iran, and beyond. If they are ignored, it could become a source of tension and disappointment instead. As we reach the end of this journey through the China-Pakistan economic corridor, it is important to remember that CPEC is not just a project of roads, railways, and ports. It is a symbol of a changing world order where new trade routes are being drawn. Old rivalries are being reshaped, and the balance of power is quietly shifting. On one side, CPEC offers real hope: more electricity, better roads, new factories, and the possibility of Pakistan becoming a regional trade hub instead of a country struggling with shortages and instability. For China, it means a safer, shorter route to the sea and a stronger foothold in South Asia. For Afghanistan, Central Asia, Iran, and even distant countries like Turkey and Middle Eastern states, it opens doors to new markets, cheaper goods, and alternative trade routes that bypass traditional powers. But at the same time, CPEC is surrounded by serious concerns. India sees it as a violation of its territorial claims and a threat to its security because part of the corridor passes through a disputed region. The United States and some Western countries worry about growing Chinese influence, debt risks, and the long-term strategic impact of a powerful China-Pakistan alliance. Inside Pakistan, many people welcome the idea of development, but they also ask hard questions. Who will really benefit? Will local workers get jobs, or will most of the contracts go to foreign companies? Will communities in Baluchistan and other regions be fairly treated, or will they feel left out and ignored? These are not small questions. They are the difference between a project that unites people and one that divides them. The future of CPEC will depend on how these tensions are managed. If Pakistan and China focus on transparency, fair contracts, environmental protection, and genuine inclusion of local communities, CPEC can become a model of regional cooperation. If, on the other hand, decisions are made behind closed doors, debts pile up, and local voices are silenced, then the corridor could deepen inequality, fuel protests, and increase regional tensions. The next 10 years will be crucial. We will see whether Gwadar port becomes a thriving hub of trade or a half-built dream, whether new industries create real jobs or remain empty promises, and whether CPEC strengthens peace in the region or adds to its conflicts. For you as a viewer, the key takeaway is this: CPEC is not something distant or abstract. It is directly linked to your electricity bill, your job opportunities, the prices of goods in the market, and the kind of Pakistan you want to live in. It is also linked to how your country deals with powerful neighbors and global powers. If you want to go deeper, you can follow news about specific CPEC projects, debt agreements, and local reactions in Baluchistan and other regions. You can also form your own opinion. Do you think CPEC will make Pakistan stronger and more independent, or more dependent on China? The answer is not simple, but the conversation is important. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who want to understand how CPEC could shape the future of Pakistan and the entire region.